In this video, I'm going to tell you how to drastically improve your English score, whether you're starting at a 20, a 25, or a 30, and what you need to do to reach a perfect 36. Since there is now a new version of the ACT, I'm making a new and improved version of the most popular ACT English video on YouTube. Of course, it's one of my videos. It has over 200,000 views, has helped tons of students get 34s, 35s, and even perfect 36s. So be sure to watch the end of this one. It's going to be a good one. Now, I'm absolutely the best person to coach you through this because I've gotten perfect 36s on the ACT multiple times, including most recently on the new enhanced ACT in 2025. And more importantly, I've guided thousands of students to their dream ACT scores, including many who have been able to achieve 34s, 35s, and 36s. The good news for you is that if you do struggle in ACT English, the ACT English is the easiest test to get a 36 on and the easiest one to improve your score in fast. Just this year alone, I've had a student improve from an 18 all the way up to a 32, a 14-point improvement on the new enhanced version of the ACT. Now, the problem for you is you don't learn this stuff at school. You don't know the grammar rules. If you're going through the ACT English based on what you think looks or sounds right for like who versus whom or semicolons or colons or dashes, you're just going to get stuck. You're not going to be able to score as well as you can. So you need to basically do two things to blast your score off and get a super, super high score. Number one, you got to learn the grammar rules. And number two, which is kind of the secret sauce I teach my students, is you have to learn pattern spotting skills. We can use the patterns in the ACT to our advantage. If you can do this, you're going to make the ACT English so much easier and your scores are going to improve really, really fast. Now, let me kind of highlight how, like I said, you guys don't know the grammar rules. I'm going to give you two quick rules you're going to see on every single ACT that I almost guarantee you don't know. Let's start with a rule that is on every single ACT, but almost nobody teaches it. I like to call it the names rule. If you look at a grammar question in the ACT, like number 46 we see here, and see different names, you're being tested on this names rule. This names rule has to do with when you do or don't put commas with somebody's name. Now, let me use a little example here. Let's say we have my friend David, or my best friend David. Now, in this situation, in the top one with my friend David, you wouldn't put any commas, but the second one, my best friend David, you would put commas. Of course, you might be thinking, well, what's the difference? Now, the rule here has to do with why it's called the identifier, which is the thing before the person's name, like here, my friend, or the second one, my best friend. All you need to ask yourself is the identifier, is this thing before the name specific to one person? So in the first one, if I just say my friend, like if I took away David's name, if I just say my friend, it's like, which friend are you talking about? So if it's not specific to one person's name, like if you say my friend or Olympic gold medalist, there's a bunch of those, we need to keep the name with no commas. Oppositely, if the identifier is specific to one person, like saying like my best friend, you only have one best friend or my youngest sister, then we put commas with the name. So whenever you see this on the ACT, all you need to look at is the identifier before and ask yourself, is it specific to one person or not? So with 46 here, take a quick pause, try this question, then hit play and I'll explain it. So here, Pittsburgh resident. Now, if I just say Pittsburgh resident, do you know what we're talking about? Of course not. There's a bunch of residents in Pittsburgh, so we need to keep the name. So it's like our friend one here with no commas. So here, that would give us our correct answer of J. As just a little hack for you to know, usually on the ACT, the identifier before is not specific to one person, so most commonly you're going to pick the answer choice that has no commas. The other rule I almost guarantee you don't know is who versus whom. So if you ever see a who and whom in the same question on test in the ACT, this is being tested on every single time. So here in question 22, we see who and we see whom. So what is the difference? Well, technically speaking, who is going to be the subject, whom is the object, but that's not a very helpful rule. So there's two rules you can use. One, it's called a little plug-in trick. We can think who is like he or she or they, whom is like him or her or them. So if you have a simple sentence, you can plug in he or she or they. Let's say someone knocks the door and you go, who is at the door? I can say he is at the door or they're at the door. We can plug in who. If you have to plug in him or her or them, it's going to be whom. So something like if someone knocks on the door and your mom yells up at you, hey, who did you invite over? Then it's going to be whom, because I would say like, did you invite him over? Did you invite them over? So it sounds weird, but we should be saying, whom did you invite over? Now, if that trick seems a little bit harder, good news. We got a really good hack we can use in the ACT every single time. It's a little next word trick. All I need you to memorize for test day is who is always followed by a verb and whom is always followed by a noun. And if you see who or whom in a question in the ACT, it's almost always the who or whom. It's pretty easy to tell the difference. So with this question we're looking at here, again, you can pause the video and give 22 a try. But once you hit play, I'll go and explain it, of course. So now with this one, what is the next thing in the sentence? we have been lulled. That's going to be a verb. So we can see our correct answer here would be F, because the who is always followed by a verb. Now, those are just two of many grammar rules you need to know for success on the ACT English test. What you can see on the screen now is a list of all the different grammar rules that you need to know. All the ones on the left there in yellow are actually ones you can learn from me entirely for free in the free trial of my Ultimate ACT course. So definitely recommend that you go check that out. It's a really, really easy place to start your journey to a much better ACT English score. The second skill to get amazing ACT English scores is going to be pattern spotting. Now, whenever you get to a grammar question in the ACT, I always want you to look at the answer choices right away. Notice what is changing versus what is the same. If we can learn the patterns, it's going to give us this head start as to knowing what the questions ask us, able to get these right super, super fast. So I'm going to quickly teach you 2 pattern spotting hacks that we can use on test day. Let's start with my personal favorite hack. This is the odd one out trick. Now, with this hack, what we can do is we can get subject-verb questions correct without even reading the passage. All you got to do is memorize this little trick, this little pattern, then you're going to get the answer right. Now, how do we spot subject-verb questions? Well, spotting verbs questions are pretty easy. Let's say if we look at like number 9 here, we see there's 4 different verbs going in this question. Now, to spot subject-verb questions, what you're looking for is a singular versus plural version of the same verb in the same tense, like is versus are, has versus have, was, were. Those are the 3 most common ones. We can also see singular plural of words like, say, run and runs, break, breaks, right, fall, falls, any of those ones. Here, we see has versus have. We see has enabled in B and have enabled in A. Now, all we have to do is memorize this little trick. What I want you to do is plug in he or she to see if a word is singular, and plug in they to see if the verb is plural. So all we have to do is plug it in. So here with A, it says have enabled. You would say they have enabled, which means A is going to be plural. You'd say he has or she has enabled, so B is going to be singular. You would say they are enabling, that's plural. You'd say they enable, that's plural. All we're looking for here is the odd one out. We're always going to see this 3 versus 1 pattern. Here we see 3 plurals. A, C, and D are plural. B is singular. The odd one out is B. That's your answer. Again, notice we can do this and get the right answer every single time without even reading. So make sure you memorize this one for test day. The second pattern spotting hack I want to teach you has to do with ambiguous pronouns. Now, for these ones, if we see answers like we see in 29 here, we're going to see 3 answer choices that are somewhat vague with a word like an it or a they or a these or a those. And then we're going to see one that is specific. We want to pick the one that's specific because all the other answer choices are going to be ambiguous. What that means is it's unclear. So for example, in this one here, if we, and you can basically pause the video and read some context if you need to, but if we read our sentence here, if it just says, in fact, most of them believe that Phoenicians didn't sail the Mediterranean at all, if I just say most of them, or those scholars, or sorry, those individuals, or they, we don't really know who we're referring to. And you can basically, again, take a read back here and see it's not clear. The only one that makes it clear is going to be the scholars. So again, if we see 3 answer choices that are kind of vague and one that is more specific, it's always an ambiguous pronouns question. We want to pick the answer choice that is specific. Also got one more bonus hack for you, which is whenever you see one of these questions which asks you which choice is the least redundant in the context, all you got to remember is this: pick the shortest answer choice. You want to get rid of wordness, get rid of redundancy. So here we're always going with the shortest simplest answer choice. And this one, as an example, it already told us it was the summer. So saying it was the summer in A is redundant. It told us it's in Mississippi. So saying Mississippi in B is redundant. It already told us that it happens every summer, and every summer is each year. So C is redundant. So of course, the simpler, shortest answer D is the correct one on this one. And of course, on every single one of these, you'll see on your real ACT as well. To make sure you guys actually improve from this video, I want you to do 2 things. Number 1, make sure you bookmark this video or go back through it, or both, and write down all of the rules and hacks that I taught you. You want to make sure you have these memorized for test day. Number 2, go to that free trial Ultimate ACT course. It is entirely for free. In the free trial alone, I'm going to teach you a bunch of the most important grammar rules that have to do with sentence structure and semicolons. There's a bunch of practice questions there as well. So it's a really, really good place to, again, get a bunch of free prep to help you improve your English. If you decide to sign up for the full course, in my full Ultimate ACT course, I have my entire English book that I've written that's 130 pages. It has tons of practice questions. There's a bunch of practice tests in there as well. It's really going to give you all the skills you need to go in there and get a perfect 36 on the ACT English. On that, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Make sure you guys throw a like on the video, subscribe to keep in touch, and see all the new videos as everything else keeps coming out. On that, hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Matt at Prep Pro signing off. I will see you guys next time.